Yo, what's up, everybody? How's it going today? So, today's date is Sunday, the 14th July, and today's a beautiful day here in Istanbul, Turkey. Welcome to another episode of the Daily Update, where I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know from the perspective of somebody that's been in the crypto game for now 9 years. I have two major bull markets and two major bear market experiences under my belt, and I'm really looking forward to helping you and navigate you through this third bull market that I expect to happen and resume later this year. And I'm going to give you two perspectives today. One is the bearish perspective that you need to understand and possibly brace yourself for. And two is the bullish scenario, which is very likely to come later this year. So, for those that don't know me, my name is Philakone, guys. I started in crypto 9 years ago in my parents' basement. I was ruining my life in every single way. I was at literally rock bottom. And I have to thank crypto and especially Ethereum for saving my life. Not only my life, but also my parents' life as well, because they were immigrants from Laos. And if I didn't do well in crypto, to this day, they're over 75 years old. They would actually still be paying for their mortgage today. So crypto gave me an opportunity to find a lot of freedom financially so I could pursue other things in life that matters more, such as traveling, spending time with loved ones, and pursuing many, many hobbies that I've never been able to pursue before, such as hanging out with my seven awesome pets and also playing a lot of video games and reading books. It's giving me a lot of the freedom, and I really hope that everybody finds that same type of freedom and also happiness to go after what you truly want to do the most in life. And this next crypto bull market is going to be one of those times where you need to buckle down, you need to study, you need to know more than that guy on the left and more than that guy on the right. Otherwise, you're not going to succeed. Please understand that there's a tremendous amount of very intelligent and hardworking people in crypto. And because of that, you have to outperform them. If you don't know more than the average person in crypto, there's absolutely no chance that you're going to do better than them and extract money in the market. Remember that every time you make a profit, you're not just magically getting it from somewhere. You're literally taking someone else's profit in the market, you're extracting it, their losses becomes your wins and your losses become somebody else's win. So for you to actually make money and to take profit from somebody else that loses, there's got to be a sucker out there, and you have to be more intelligent and more prepared than these people, and that's my goal to help you out with. So let's jump right into this right now. And by the way, guys, this sale, it goes on till the end of Friday. That's when I'm heading to Canada. A bunch of my friends are flying down from everywhere in the world. I'm looking forward to seeing tons of my friends. People are flying down even from like London, UK, just to spend the weekend with me in Montreal. We're gonna go to some of the craziest restaurants. We're gonna have bottle service everywhere. We're gonna eat Wagyu steak and a bunch of lobster. We rented a massive yacht where we're gonna throw a party, a crypto party on it. And because of that, I'm going to be working extremely hard till the end of the week. And I also want to help you guys. I want to support everybody to share what I know. And this has a tremendous amount of value. And I really hope that you guys see that. So I've created some of the best courses and content out on the market. And for those that have been following me a long time, a lot of people would say that this is something that you should definitely invest in because you want to be successful in the crypto bull market. Many people end up DMing me and they tell me that they've lost a significant amount. One guy recently said to me that he lost $300,000. The first thing I asked him was, have you ever taken a formal course? Have you ever studied a course on how to trade, about risk management especially? And he said to me, nope, I didn't. So I asked him, so let me get this straight. You were trading with $300,000 and you got liquidated and you didn't want to spend like $400, $300, $200 on a course? That makes no sense. The best investment you can give yourself is taking content and getting courses from people. But I really need to tell you this, okay? That you can buy all of the content in the world. You can buy everything from all of the best $1 million traders. I've traded in the millions of dollars before. I have a multi-million dollar portfolio as well. And I sell this because I know of the value. Nothing free is of value, in my opinion. You always have to get good quality content, okay? And I need to tell you that you can invest in all of the courses in the world, But if those courses are just gonna sit on the shelf, metaphorically, or being giving you an analogy, if they just sit on the shelf and you just let it collect dust, or you go through the courses but you don't take notes and you don't actually study, you don't put in the work, you just let it collect dust on the shelf. It's not a problem with the courses or the content, man. It's a problem with you, right? So you gotta make sure that you understand that if you invest in yourself, you have to take it seriously. So with these courses of mine, you're gonna get 4 things 80% off right now. If you were to buy it one by one, it's $14.50. That's a lot of money. That's way too much money. So it's $300, 80% off, which is crazy. You're gonna get a 10-hour full day trading course. When you finish this course, your confidence is gonna be on the next level. Nobody has ever taken my course and said that they regretted it. Nobody ever before. You're also going to get the 2024 Investor's Guide to Crypto. You're going to get a lifetime access to my Discord group, one of the biggest Discord group with resources out in crypto, where we focus on education. And you can ask anything you want and contact me anytime you want. You're also going to get access to my advanced range and volatility scanner. This scanner was developed because of 2 things. One, to find volatility in the market, to find coins to trade. And 2, you can get an instantaneous gauge of the market right away. So since we're here, guys, check out the link below. If you're interested, just buy it by crypto or credit card, then DM me after. Let's get into it. So starting off with this right here, you can see that the advanced range and volatility scanner, it tells us that a lot of coins are actually green. If you just stand farther back and you just take a gauge of the market and you say to yourself, how many colors are there? Are there more red or green? You would say to yourself, there's more green, which means that it's fairly volatile in the bullish side, but not that volatile. Because if it was extremely volatile, then what would happen is that it would highlight green. So you don't really see a lot of these coins highlighted green. 5% movement in 2 hours, 10% movement in 4 hours, 15% movement in 24 hours, and 20% movement in 2 days. If it meets any of these criteria, up or down, it's going to highlight green or red. It scans for both bullish and bearish volatility. So it's literally the best indicator out of the market to give you a gauge. So just looking at it, what I designed it for to give us a gauge, you can tell that it's green, but it's not that green. It's not highlighted. So because of that, the market's just like recovering slowly, but not going crazy, which means that the market is really indecisive right now, right? And also because there's no volatility, like nothing is green. You're not going to find that many coins to day trade. But imagine if something did highlight green. When it does highlight green, you're going to see it. So for example, you see VET, okay? You see, I just moved my camera. You see VET right here. When a coin highlights green, what you would do is you would go to that coin and you would say to yourself, okay, well, what's going on with that coin? Maybe I should be looking at it because it's actually moving. So because it's moving, you're going to want to trade it. So you go to that coin after you see it on the volatility scanner and it's moving. So what you do now is you're looking for an entry. You're looking to see if you should trade the breakout or long it because it's rallying hard, or maybe wait for a dip or wait for a consolidation to long it. So a volatility scanner is really important for you to be able to catch a lot of trades. Without it, it's not possible. So the market right now just tells us that it's okay, but not the best. So let's go on and take a look at the Bitcoin chart right now. And I'm going to give you guys a very quick rundown of both the bullish and the bearish scenario. I'm not sure if you guys are following the American elections, but that's very important to understand, okay? And the reason for that is this. We need Trump to become president. He is very pro-crypto, and that's important to understand. He's going to regulate crypto more, and crypto in general needs more regulation. Unfortunately, exchanges like Binance, they exited crypto in many countries, but that was necessary for regulation. I would not doubt it for a moment that Binance will come back in the future to your country. Regulation is important to shape the landscape of crypto. When there's more regulation in crypto, there's more mainstream adoption, both for retail and for also institutions as well. So some of the biggest catalysts that we're going to see later this year from a fundamental perspective are going to be 3 things. One is going to be the federal election in the United States. We all know that America is a major player for crypto and regulation. For example, Gary Gensler needs to be replaced. Everybody knows that already. There needs to be a new chair for the SEC, and I'm confident that eventually he's going to get kicked out, ran out of office, or he'll be replaced after a Trump administration kicks in. So the federal election coming up is a very pivotal moment and a huge catalyst that's going to play a driving factor for Bitcoin rallying to the upside. Now, the second thing will be quantitative easing, when the government starts to inject money back into the government itself or into the economy, the American economy, by purchasing bonds, etc. So that's going to be extremely important in the future for America to recover the interest rate as well. So the third thing would be the rate cuts, okay? So the rate cuts are really important to understand because whenever inflation is too high, okay, what ends up happening is the interest rate also ends up soaring. And when the interest rate ends up soaring, businesses are limited in a capacity where they cannot grow further because they have borrowing power limited. Not only that, people can't afford houses because the interest rate is out of the moon. There's like a massive housing bubble crisis before, and people just can't afford that type of interest rate. And if you can't afford that interest rate because it's too high, it's going to prevent people from shopping for things such as a home, or even getting loans in general to grow their business, or for personal loans to do anything that they want to do, like build a garage, for example, right? Or even do renovations on their house. So when the interest rates are too high, it just curbs the borrowing power of anybody that wants to do anything. So this forces people to spend less, which eventually in turn lowers the inflation in America. So this is generally how it works. And when the interest rates are too high, it causes the economy to come to a halt. But when the money printer does come back on and the interest rates ends up lowering, everybody is going to have more purchasing power and borrowing and lending power in general. So people are going to have access to funds that they didn't have access to before. And when this happens, it could be a major catalyst for people having excess money and money that they didn't have before to buy crypto. And this has been a very strong narrative before in the past. So the three factors that are really going to drive this bull market that's coming in like September and on, in my opinion, Q3 is going to be the federal election, quantitative easing, and also the interest rate cuts as well. But for now, it doesn't change the fact that even though we got to $60,000, guys, you cannot be that excited about this. Now, let me explain to you why, okay? As much as I would love to be a moon boy and say to everybody that, oh yeah, we're heading to the moon, we're just gonna go to the upside and everything's gonna be great, everyone's gonna become a billionaire, it's not gonna be that easy. And the most intelligent crypto investors and day traders that I know personally, and being in the game for 9 years, I've met many extremely intelligent people that are much smarter than I will ever be. And because of that, I get to learn from them as well. Rather than be intimidated, I use their wisdom and add it to my arsenal of weapons and skills for everyday analysis, and especially to have a long-term outlook as well. So always be mindful of every perspective. You can't just be a moon boy and expect it to go to the moon. And then all of a sudden, if there's somebody talking about a bearish scenario and they're like, yeah, it's probably going to go lower, these people get so mad because they probably have this tiny little portfolio, which I respect. Everybody's got to start from somewhere. But also, you got to be realistic about the possible targets and a longer term outlook rather than having a bias of everything happening when you want it to happen. So I'm going to spell it out to you guys, the most important things you need to know, okay? Do you guys see this? Okay? Many people will argue and say things like lines don't matter in charts, okay? But you got to understand the technical factors and why, or the philosophy of technical analysis, okay? The technical analysis philosophy is defined like this. If you go to Wikipedia, you'll see that it says a core principle of technical analysis is that a market's price reflects all relevant information impacting the market. A technical analysis therefore looks at the history of everything, okay, and a trading pattern rather than external drivers such as economic, fundamental, and news. What this basically says is that everything you see in a chart fundamentally as well, it's reflected in the charts. So because of that, we have to understand that technical analysis, the only people that say that technical analysis is not effective are unfortunately the people that have never studied it enough or have had major success with it. And with myself being in the market for a very long time, I understand the importance of lines, despite it being a psychologically, excuse me, I can't speak properly, psychologically based factor when you see it, because everybody sees the same thing. It can become incredibly powerful. Lines to me in crypto will definitely not define everything, but they can play such a significant and vital role in the way that we see the market. For example, if we take a look at this two line that I draw right here on a daily chart, doesn't that look ugly? It looks horrible. But if you go to a 4-day chart, what you're going to see is this instead. You're going to see that it beautifully conforms, and then everything above and also below, okay, above and also below are basically trapped regions. So if you think about the range of this actual channel, the range is here in the blue box. See the blue box? That's the official range, and everything above and below it are not good ranges. So what you see is that this range has been holding for literally 124 days. That's 4 months, guys. And because it held for like 4 months, what ended up happening was it broke out of it with force, massive force. And now the way that we see it is the market is trying to get back into this type of bullish market. And Trump last night, there was an attempted assassination, and he did the most legit thing ever. Trump last night, he was shot. He turned the very last second. Somebody died. The shooter killed somebody else, and they tried to go for Trump, and he turned his head at the very last second. And they shot him in the ear. And instead of being ushered out by the security, he ended up turning back to the crowd, and he put his fist up in the air like that. That is a crazy photo. Because of that, it was probably a driving factor as well for Bitcoin rallying, because everybody's expecting him to be pro Bitcoin. And if he does become the president, you can see a huge catalyst for crypto and regulation in the future. But right now, it doesn't change the fact that we're still trying to break back into the channel. We fell below it, which held for like literally 4 months, but now we're trying to get back above it. I don't think it's going to happen, guys. Excuse me, I don't think it's going to happen because we barely retraced. Like if you think about this particular last run, okay, this is one major run up there, like up to there. This is also one major run too, okay? If you think about it from the perspective of Elliot wave, the first one here only retraced about 382. Now the second one retraced 382 as well. Now if we were that bullish, what it would mean is that actually the wave officially ended here because of a truncated wave. It would mean that both of these waves retrace 382, which means that the next wave must be very powerful. But I don't think that's the case. What's more likely going to be the case is a simple rule of alternation of Elliott wave. So right now I'm on ChatGPT and I asked it, tell me about Elliott wave from the perspective of the rule of alternation. And it says something simple. Okay, it says this: after a strong initial wave 1, wave 2 corrects some of the gains. Okay, according to the rule of alternation, if wave 2 is a simple corrective pattern, then wave 4 is expected to be complex, which is understood. Okay, also this. Okay, so we see that wave 2 was very simple at a 382. So by the rule of alternation, it can imply that wave 4 could easily be a lot deeper. And I don't think that we're going to get a simple 382 correction. It just doesn't make sense. Not only that, we think about the catalyst leading up to the Bitcoin bull market that I talked about earlier in later this year. there's just no way in my mind that we're gonna rally up. And for a lot of people doubting me, I think that you guys have followed me long enough to know that I'm so fucking right the majority of times. In fact, I'm right in a very scary way. That's why I've made a tremendous amount with my portfolio, right? And I manage a very large amount because I trust my own advice. I'm not saying to just trust me, but at least take it into consideration and also take other people's advice into consideration and then formulate your own opinion. So, in my opinion, just from the perspective of Elliot Wave, okay, I see this as a major, major support level. And I also understand how people see 52K as a support level. I think that we're going to get right here, guys. I think that the Elliott Wave perspective, I'm just going to keep it simple, is going to be somewhere between here. And then later, maybe it could be till like September, October. And then wave 5 is going to be lasting all the way till somewhere in 2025. That to me looks perfect from an Elliott Wave perspective. In fact, I'm so confident about this that we're going to hit somewhere between here sometime soon. You guys got to understand that that channel that I drew for you earlier, it got smashed. A 4-month channel got smashed. Unless Bitcoin gets to something ridiculous in terms of a retracement, I cannot help but keep my bearish bias right now. And these little movements to the upside, $2,000-$3,000, they're nothing except to give people some hope. But please understand all of these arguments that I'm making, which are incredibly powerful in my opinion. It doesn't make sense at all for Bitcoin to be rallying right now, very, very far away from the federal elections and when the economy is still absolutely crap. Not only that, the market hasn't corrected near enough yet. I just don't believe that we've actually hit a bottom. You know what? It can go on for so long, and unfortunately, I can keep going on and on about this, but I want to keep it a little bit shorter. But make sure you guys hit that like button. Give me a thumbs up. I'm wearing glasses today because my eyes hurt. Just cheap little $5 glasses. That's what crypto people do. So if you guys enjoy the content, just hit a like button. Let me know that you enjoy it. Not only that, subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't already. And make sure to follow these daily updates that I'm going to try my best to give you. And for those that are really interested in taking their skills to the next level, with that 80% deal that I'm giving you, guys, sign up. It's going to be one of the best investments that you will ever make. I promise that you will not regret it. Have yourselves a great day, and thank you so much for watching me. Bye now.